Let me tell you what I think is happening. And as you'll know, if you're a regular listener to this programme, I haven't been wrong about any of this stuff since 2016, but I'm bound to be wrong soon. So, pull up a seat and enjoy the moment when it actually occurs. The intention is clearly not to raise benefits in line with inflation, which was a manifesto pledge in 2019 in that mythical defeat, that victory of just 3 years ago when Boris Johnson secured an 80-seat majority. He did so on a manifesto pledge to not let benefits fall behind inflation. In other words, the people with the lowest incomes in the entire country will not be rendered even worse off than they are already. That was essentially the pledge. And I'm pretty clear, and I think you are as well, that Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng intended to abandon, possibly still intend to abandon that pledge. They have a £43 billion hole. And the best thing that they need to fill, they need to explain where these tax cuts are going to come from. 2 days ago, it was a £45 billion hole, but they've now stopped plans to give people like me £2 billion back in tax cuts. They've still got £43 billion worth of tax cuts on current expenditure that they need to find. Where do you think they're going to go for it? They've already rejected windfall taxes on big companies. They've already reversed, U-turned on tax cuts for the wealthiest people in the country. If you look at someone who was giving tax cuts wanted to give tax cuts to the wealthiest people in the country, how do you think they're going to feel about the poorest people in the country? Yeah, exactly. So I give you any odds you wanted that they were intending and possibly still are. So this refusal to commit, and I'll play you her talking to Nick in a moment on this very specific issue, her refusal to commit to this policy, to pledge that they won't be doing it, means that they are intending to do it. They're just reading, they're just waiting, they're just hoping that by the time the end of November comes around, is it November the 23rd that this speech, that Kwarteng is going to do this statement, that by then they will be able to get away with the idea of abandoning that manifesto pledge and, crucially, I think, rendering the poorest people in the country even poorer than they are already. I think they would do it in a heartbeat if they thought they could get away with it. I think that the long shadow of this 45p tax cut is going to stalk and haunt them for their entire regime, because they will always be the people that looked at a cost of living crisis, that looked at an energy bills catastrophe, that looked at a country in serious economic peril and thought, I know what we'll do. Let's give the richest people more money than they currently have. So the idea that they would balk at taking money away or rendering poorer the poorest people in society is absolutely credible and comprehensible. So that's where I think we are. Here she is on that specific issue, on that question of whether or not another U-turn would be on the way, or the abandonment of a 2019 manifesto pledge, or, crucially, and remember these words, taking the poorest people in society and ensuring that they become even poorer as a government policy, as a Liz Truss policy, as an example of Trussonomics. And you tell me what you hear in this exchange.
There'll be more U-turns on this budget.
I'm absolutely determined
on this budget,
to press ahead with this growth plan. The vast majority of it.
Respectfully, that's not
we've already.
Will there be more U-turns on this mini budget? You've got Ben Houchen saying you need to reverse the policy regarding bankers' bonuses.
Well, that is not part of this mini budget. This mini budget is all about how do we help on energy bills.
Will there be more U-turns?
I'm determined to carry on
you can't rule
with this growth package.
Okay.
That's what's important. But it's also important, Nick, that we do listen to people, and we bring the country with us.
So there could be more U-turns.
I'm not saying that at all. And we've already implemented. We've already implemented the biggest part of the package. The biggest part of the package, if you remember, people were facing energy bills of up to £6,000. We have fixed that. This October, we have made sure that the typical family isn't paying more than £2,500.
Well, you will
that
if you use
the biggest
more power,
part
of course, but we have
this
to say.
package.
All right.
So, again, I'm confused. I'm always a little bit wary of sharing my confusion completely with you in case I am just being a bit thick. But why does the energy package come up here? The energy package costs money. And the tax cuts cost money as well. So how can she say the tax cuts are a consequence of the energy bill help? So here is a bunch of money to help you pay your energy bills. You'll have to pay it back via various means. But here also is a bunch of tax cuts But it should be the other way round. You say, in order to pay for the energy bailout, if you like, in order to pay for the help with the energy bills, we need to put taxes up, or we need to find the money from somewhere else. I'm not going mad, am I? That just doesn't make any sense at all. The banker's bonus, there is a bit of a red herring. That's got nothing to do effectively with plugging the 45 billion or 43 billion pound hole. It's more about what they believe will be an air of entrepreneurial flair. But the bottom line here is that we're looking at a prime minister who I think is already, all right, I'll say it, I think she's done for already. And that's my introduction this morning. And the question inevitably is, do you think she is I mean, 52-48, all right? I'm going to use the infernal ratio. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room. I can't see her coming back from this. When you put all of these factors together, the U-turns, the loss of face, the humiliation, the criticism, the dissent, the noise, the atmosphere, the fact that she didn't have the support of the parliamentary party in the first place, the fact that she is abandoning manifesto pledges that delivered an 80-seat majority, the fact that the culture wars appear to have gone quiet, if you like, the Daily Mail. It's astonishing how public attitudes to welfare claimants and asylum seekers soften when the Daily Mail isn't screaming about them every single day. It's just not happening. Suella Braverman's going to try and reignite those fires of fury later today by going after asylum seekers, but it's not going to be enough, is it, to distract attention from the economic debacle unleashed upon the country just 1 week ago. So come at it from any angle you want, and give me as much detail as you want, as much thinking as you want. But do you think Liz Truss is already finished? Is this premiership? What's the phrase? Is it dead below the waterline? Hold below the waterline? Is she in political terms a dead woman walking? Is the whole shebang already over and done with? I think it is. But by 11 o'clock today, I reserve the right to undertake a U-turn.